Hello everyone, this is Tiffany Graham and we are live at the home of Selena O'Donnell. So, are you or anyone in your family considering taking a trip in the near term? Are you thinking about using the Greyhound as your transportation for your trip? Well, before you book your next ticket to ride the Greyhound, let's listen to Miss Selena O'Donnell, a disgruntled Greyhound bus rider. Let's hear what she has to say before you book your next ticket with the Greyhound. Come on, let's go inside. Well, Miss O'Donnell, thank you so much for inviting us into your home today to share your story. Please, tell the world what happened to you.
Oh, you're very welcome for being invited to my home. Well, I recently took the Greyhound bus transportation to New York, and from the start, I should have known there was going to be a disaster. The first bus driver, his name was Willie. He was very upset because he had been, according to him, cussed out in 2 different languages. So he really didn't care what any of the passengers on the bus had to say or to report about. Once we got to our first stop, which is in Charlotte, he was very rude on asking everybody to get back on the bus. He actually got in an argument with one of the other passengers. Then, once we got to Richmond, there was a very irritable man and his wife that were on the bus, and they were complaining because there were boarding numbers on each ticket, which I found to be a little bit ridiculous, considering we're getting on a bus where the seats are not numbered, but yet you have a boarding number. Makes no sense, I know, but there is a boarding number. Then, when we got to, I believe it was New Jersey, we switched buses. We had to switch to another bus because our bus broke down in the terminal. We got to my destination, which was New York, and all the Greyhound employees in New York, y'all are some rude people. You need compassion classes. You need mannerism classes. You need just overall people skill classes because you guys are rude. Then upon my return from New York back down south, we had 2 very interesting drivers. One, I would say, he sweated profusely as the bus again broke down in the terminal. We had to switch buses. We had to switch luggage, baggage handling, everything. One of the gentlemen that was on my bus, his luggage actually got left in New York because they must have overlooked his baggage. Then when we finally set sail, or hit the pavement for New Jersey, and I believe it was Baltimore, Maryland, we got another bus driver who proceeded to tell everybody that she did not think we were all going to fit on the bus after we spent all of our money. She had enough weave to fill up the bus, and her gold tooth was just as sparkling as some of the midnight lights. She did drive us and get us to our destination. However, when she got us as far as to, I would say, D.C., we had this one bus driver who had a few. And I think in a past life might have been a pedophile. But, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He proceeded to try to talk to me. I just really was not in the mood, because as everybody else would be, I'm traveling. I'm not trying to talk to you. I really don't care what you have to say to me. So he got us to Richmond. We got off and reloaded. I was eating my food that I waited in line for. I would say for probably about an hour and 30-something minutes for some chicken fingers and fries, which I'm sorry is fast food. I don't know why it takes you an hour and 30 minutes to make some chicken and fries. Anyway, I get back in my boarding lane, because again there is a boarding number. I get on my bus. We were supposed to leave at 11:15. We did not leave until 11:42. I got back on the bus. The bus driver is so busy in trying to start conversation with me that we officially did not leave the terminal until 11:50. So we leave. This bus driver starts falling asleep on the road. He swerves into the breakdown lane. Other passengers on the bus had to awake themselves and talk to the bus driver so he could even stay awake with his drunk self. And then finally when he gets us to Atlanta, Georgia, let's see, where else did he go wrong? I really don't know. I just know he was drunk. He was slurring his words the entire time. It was just a mess. Then when I was in the terminal, there was a young man who tried to sell me some bootleg CDs and music. I would just have great caution to anyone who expresses their want to take the Greyhound transportation, any form of Greyhound transportation.
So, Miss O'Donnell, thank you so much for sharing that heart-wrenching story. I really feel for you. My heart goes out to you, and that you had to endure 2 days of just pure insanity. And I'm glad that you made it home alive. But for your final words, what would you like to say to anyone out there considering using the Greyhound?
I recommend walk, run, jog, swim, bike ride, take a scooter, ask your neighbor, a taxi, hell, hitchhike. But don't you ever take the Greyhound. I mean, you can hitchhike, get your hitchhike on, thumb it out, or you can stick your leg out there. But don't you ever get on the Greyhound. You will regret your life. I'm telling you. And I'm out.
Well, guys, there you have it. We would like to thank Miss Selena O'Donnell for sharing her story with us here on the Tiffaney Graham Show. I'm headed for the top. I hope you're coming. See you next time.